Right, so we're ready to carry on with the next part. So the next part I'm going to show you is actually how to make the base and the stand for the box. So the box has a beautiful ornate stand that goes to the bottom. So I'm going to show you now how to create that. So we have this die here. Okay. Now I've cut this once for the whole part of it, and then I've cut it another 2 times, and I've trimmed off the tab, and that's just because I want this to be more chipboard. 240 GSM wouldn't really be strong enough if you were going to put anything in the drawers. So if you say you cut that out 4 times altogether, and then the other 3 times you're going to cut this tab off here and just keep this bottom part. It also has a decorative edge part to the die. So we have this die here, and this gives you a beautiful decorative panel. So those for the legs. Now to join the legs, we have another die in the set, and I'll show you that one now, which is this die here. And you'll note it has glue tabs on each side. This also has a decorative edge die, so you can put a nice decorative panel in there. And one of these would glue each side of this die. And again, I would cut this die out 3 or 4 times, and I would trim off the glue tabs just to strengthen that base. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side and then show you what we've done. So I've got 2 here that we've cut out with the tabs, and then I have another 3 where we've cut the tab off. So that will be for that one, and then I've done the same for this one. So we'll go ahead and we'll put those together, and then you can see it all put together there. So have we got a blockage? I think we may have a blockage. So we'll get my other glue out. There we go. So we're just going to place a little bit of glue down there, and then place that onto the front. Okay, and then we're going to stick another one. So there we go. And this makes it like a chipboard piece now. You know, you can really feel the difference there. And then this will be then glued onto the one with the glue tab attached. So we'll go ahead and stick that together. So we're going to put that on the front there. And just firmly press that. There we go. I feel so clumsy with a great big plaster on my finger, but I do apologise. There we go. So we'll do the same again. We'll glue these panels to one another. So this one to this one. There we go. And then the same again. You'll do this with quite a lot of the pieces for the top and bottom, just to give it that firmness, that support. Because I can imagine you putting little treats in there and maybe little craft supplies if you made a big one. Imagine you could stack these as high as you wanted them and as long as you wanted them. You could have all your little pegs, paper clips, little bits and pieces that we use for our memory books, our day-to-day crafting, our loaded pockets, and keep all your little bits and pieces, little fasteners, as we keep all those little things. And then this one goes on to the one with the glue tab, just like we did before. There we go. And I am going to unclog that glue because I want to put some on my hand. It's that warm today in here. It's not surprised that it's clogged up there. Right, so I'll put that one away so we don't have two clogged. There we go. So now I've cut out, jumping ahead of myself there, aren't I? Have I cut a decorative panel out? Please tell me I did. Please tell me you did, Vicky. I'm positive I had. No, doesn't look like it. Right, you'll have to excuse me. I will have to cut two decorative edges. I don't normally die cut live on the video, but we will. What the heck, eh? So I want two of these. So just going to cut two of those in my die cutting machine. So I apologise for any wobble. There we go. Gosh, even my tape's sticking, it's that warm. There's one. And let's die cut another one. I was absolutely positive I'd cut those last night. Again, apologies if the camera is wiggly. There we go. So, there we go. Right, so we'll place these glue tabs on. There we go. And again, I'm just putting the glue on the back of my hand because I tend to find if you place glue on the back of a mirror card with your nozzle, you can get the mirror card mark. So we're just going to place that down the bottom there and just line it up. There we go. And I'll just let that dry there. I'll give that a little buff. There's nothing worse than any glue showing on mirror card. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be for the front, and then we've got another one here for the back, because obviously this box is going to be decorated all the way around. There we go. There we go. So again, just place that in the middle, place that down there, and then place that down there. There we go. And again, buff that up. You've got a microfiber cloth. This is an old glasses cloth cleaner that I keep handy. There we go. There. So that's the front and back. So we want the sides, don't we? So as I've just explained, you cut the side one out and then you cut another couple of them out. Okay, so we've got one there for one side and one there for the other side. Okay, we're getting there, folks, we're getting there. Right, so we're going to glue one to another. And we've just cut those flaps off at the sides. This is just to make it like chipboard. Definitely gonna have to get a new glue out. There we go. That's it. And then just leave that to dry to one side. And we do the next one. Makes the world of difference, this. It really, really does. And I'm sure there's going to be instructions in the set, so you won't get left. And there'll be plenty of tutorials from all the content creators, I'm absolutely sure. There we go. And place that one on there. Right, so these have, like I said before, a decorative element. So I'm just going to place glue on each one of those onto the side. There we go. And then line that up in the middle. And line that side up in the middle. And then remove any excess glue, as we did before. There we go. And then we'll do the same for this one. There we go. And place that one down there. There we go. And then buff that one up so we don't leave any glue marks. There we go. So that's the sides done there. So I'm going to go ahead and place glue on the end tab and then adhere this to this panel here and just hold it for a few seconds until that glue's gone quite firm. And then we'll add glue to the next tab at this side and we'll place glue here and then put this down to there, and then we'll add that back panel on, and then you'll start to see how that frame comes about. So there we go. And then we'll add glue to the end of this tab here, and we'll add this next part of the frame, and again hold it till you know that it's grabbed there. There we go. It doesn't take long for that glue to grab. There we go. And then they've got the last tab here. So we're going to put glue onto there and then hold that until it's grabbed. And can you see how that is forming the stand for it to sit on? Okay, so we'll leave that to one side for a moment and we will create the top pelmet. So you have a die here with the score line. This is, oops, knocking everything flying. That's this die here. So you want to cut that twice because we want one at the front and one at the back. And you want to keep this glue tab. You then want to cut out 4 and then cut the tabs off the end, the glue tab off the bottom, I should say. And we want 2 each for those. So we shall glue those on now. There we go. And place that on there. There we go. And then this then is glued onto the actual base. So we'll go ahead and we'll glue that onto the base now. Like that. And then press that down. So it's really like a good chipboard piece of card, this, once it's all together. So again, we'll do the other piece. So we've got another piece here. We'll repeat and do the same again. Put that glue around there. And then just hold that together. Glue on the back again. And stick together. And if you've got 300 GSM cards, you could maybe just do 2 layers. I'm using a 240 weight here, and it's quite a sturdy 240, but I quite like the feel of the 3 pieces together. I thought that was just right. So then we have these end pieces here. So I'll just show you those. So we have a left and a right, okay. They also have a decorative die, which is just a plain edge panel, and that's those there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out a left and a right, a left and a right, and then we've cut out another for each one, but we've cut off the glue tabs, again making it more rigid. So I'm just going to glue, we've got that one for that one, there we go. I'm going to glue those onto the top of that one there, and make sure my tabs have been creased at first. There we go. So that makes that a little bit more rigid. And let's fold these score lines here. I've got to do all the scoring and creasing first. So we want that next panel on there. There we go. And then place that on there. Same with this one. There we go. And then that last one, we're going to go on there, like so. Now we've got some decorative panels that we've previously cut, so we shall glue these on. So we've got one for that one. Put that in there. That for that one. And again. There we go. And the same again. Okay. Now we've got decorative dies for the top panel as well. So I'll put those to one side. So I've got a gold layer and a cream layer to match what we've already done. So again, I'm putting glue on the back of that panel. And placing it on here. So that's going to go on there. Like so. And then we'll just buff that up. That's one. And let's do this other one. There we go. Got those left over. And we'll buff that up to make sure we've not got any finger marks and glue marks on there. And then we can glue this panel onto the front there. And it starts to look luxurious once you add that mirror. It really does. A little mark there. There we go. And then the same with this one. There we go. And place that on there. That's that. There we go. So, oh well, we'll glue those side panels on. I won't jump ahead. I was jumping ahead of myself. We'll do this bit and then we'll put glue on that panel there and then hold that. And then we want glue on that panel there, and the same for that one. And then we'll do that other side panel. And then place glue on this tab. Place that on the other side. So there we go. Just hold that in place for a few seconds. Right, now then, this is one we've added two together, so you can see that there. And we're going to do the same again. We're going to put two together. So I have one here completed, as in exactly the same as the one we've made on the video. Okay, And I'm basically going to add adhesive to this panel here. Okay, so I'm going to give it a good helping. I am not going to scrimp because I want this well and truly stuck. So make sure they're both the right way up, and make sure that I've got all the numbers in the right place. So I have. That was sheer luck. Okay, and I'm just going to hold this for a couple of, well, a few seconds. Again, you could add the 2 frames without all the bits inside and then put the bits inside if you want to, but hey ho, this works just as good. I'm just going to keep that pressed down just for a few minutes, a few seconds longer I should say. There we go. Right, so now we've got the 2 joined together. I am just going to press down there with my finger just to give that a bit an extra hold. And then the top here is going to glue to that front edge and around like so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to add adhesive to that tab, and do that bit of glue there. There we go. And I'm going to place this, making sure it's right on the edge and it's all lined up. And then I'm going to turn it sideways so I can see that it is lined up well. Okay. Just get my finger under there a minute. That's it. There we go. Tease that back a little bit. I'm then going to place adhesive on the tabs at the side. I tend to leave those to last, and then marry that up, and then make sure it's lined up to the edge. So we'll just make sure we're staying on the edge there, but not hanging over. Okay. And then we'll do this side. Let's see, something stuck to it there. What's that? And then again, bring that down. You can see a little whisper. And I'm sure I've got a little tiny chihuahua called Harvey Henry. And he's a cheeky little monkey, but his hair gets everywhere. And I can just see it attached somewhere, but I can't grab it. There we go. So we stick that down to the side there, make sure that it's all stuck down. And then we want to place the one on the back. So we're just going to repeat again. So onto the edge he goes. There we go. And I'm going to turn it sideways on so I can see that I am straight. And then just keep going over that glued edge. And you could go over with your bone folder. Don't press too hard. I'm sorry if we're at a funny angle here, but because it's so tall. There we go. And I'm just going to tilt it to put the glue on the underside tabs, like we did before. And then that one is going to tuck inside the other one because they just slightly overlap each other in the middle. So just hold that down until you know it's grabbed. There we go. And then I'm going to turn that around, make sure that's glued to there. You're going to take a lot more time with yours because obviously I'm doing this in a video, you'll have a lot longer. So just press that till it's straight and it's level as well. And it's important you try and get it straight because you're going to put an inner panel in the top in a minute. Okay. There we go. So I have another 2 of those panels and I'm going to line the inside of the top section. So I'm just going to place that in there. And I think it's important that this bit is decorated because as you look over the box, you're obviously going to see that back panel. So I think it's nice that it's finished off on the back and the inner back panel, just as it's all nice and neatly finished at the front. So, because I can imagine these are going to be treasured by whomever you send them to, because they are a piece of work. So we had those panels left over before, these ones here. So I'm just going to decorate those panels there. There we go. And then this one. I'll tilt it and show it to you in a moment. I know it's probably hard to see from the angle you're watching it from. So we had another one in there. And then we're going to do the other side the same. So put that panel in there. And I do this last because obviously you're covering up where the pieces join as well. So it's leaving a really neat finish. And we all want it to look neat and professional because if you're selling your projects, you want them to look top notch. You want yours to stand out from the crowd. You don't want to see glue. You want a really neat finish. There we go. So then we've cut a panel from one of the panel dies, and then this is going to nest in the top to cover those glue tabs up, so you don't see the workings of anything, which I absolutely love because I hate to see the workings of anything. It's a pet hate of mine. So we glue that in there. And then use your bone folder to get all the air bubbles out. There we go. And isn't that a lovely neat finish then on top? So then we have these dies here. So I've glued 3 together and then we've added a decorative piece. So I've got one here in pieces. So I'm going to glue one to the other. There we go. I'm definitely going to treat myself to a new bottle of glue after this video. It's not handy, so I can't go and reach for it at the moment. So there we go. So we'll add the finishing touches off there. And then I've got two little brads in a similar colour. So they're going to go up through this hole here. And then bring that down. And there are some little circles in the set. You can cover your brad up, so don't worry about that. So that you can cover this hole with a gold panel as well, so you're not having to look at it. And then I'm going to bring that down to hold those doors in. And then we're going to add this to the stand, okay? So what you need to do for this is place adhesive on these side brackets just at the top. Okay, you don't want to go further down because you're going to see that. So just to the top. And then you're going to place adhesive on these glue tabs here. And then it slots in place. So just take your time. The sides slot in there. Just make sure you're level. And then I grab the sides and let the sides hold in. Just for a few seconds. Okay. And then I'm just going to hold it down until that glue has grabbed it. So all neat and tidy there. That excess glue. Don't want to see that. There we go. And then we'll hold it for a little while longer, just because there's a fair bit of glue there. And we don't want to get, we don't want to get to this point and then we mess it up. So please take your time at this point. And then you can see we've got, when I'll open it, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, and so. So once this has been firmly put onto that base, then you've let it dry, it will be very sturdy indeed. Now I've done an advent calendar here, obviously 1 to 24, and I'm not going to join the two units together because I'd quite like them sat like this on display. It's up to you. You can have them joined together that way, on top of each other, back to back. You could have a row of them. The only thing I would say to you is, if you're going to stick them side by side like this, where we've doubled up on these brackets here, each side, I would stick with putting 3 here for rigidity, but I would knock these down to 1, because them joined together, they're going to double up, and then you won't end up with this gap. Because we've doubled up 3 here and 3 here, they're bulky, so you'd want them to be closer to fitting, if that makes sense. So I mean, my intention wasn't to build a row. I quite like that idea of them sat on the mantelpiece like that. But it's completely up to you. It's going to be your box. You could make them single, and you could have them all in a row. You could have them back to back, so you would have another one facing that way there. You could actually make this, and if you brought the drawers forward to the end here, you could have just the drawers on display. You don't have to put the doors on them all. Have a real good play with it. I think you're going to come up with some fantastic ideas. I know you are. And I'd just like to say thanks very much for joining me today. This video might be split off into two. I'm not quite sure yet on when I come to edit it and upload it to YouTube. It could be, I think it could be in two parts, because it will take a long time to download otherwise. So there'll probably be split in part 1 and part 2. But I'd just like to say thanks for joining me today. If this die set does interest you, I will have my affiliated links below, where you can purchase the die set. And it doesn't add anything extra to you whatsoever to purchase through my links, but I do make a small commission on each sale. And if you could click that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, I would be really appreciative. And you'll get alerted to any future videos I bring to you in the future, whether it's dimensional or card making or memory book making or loaded pockets. You'll be alerted. If you click that little bell, you'll get an alert to tell you that I've posted some new videos. So I hope you all enjoy what the content creators come up with. I'm sure you will. And I hope you'll join me again on my channel very soon. So I'd just like to say thanks so much, and take care everyone. Bye for now.